Yeah, I can't think of
Double
anything
check
else
and
to
make
talk
sure
about.
everything's going. No, that's good so far. Okay.
Check,
well, we can
check,
start with those
check,
and see how. See,
Check.
I mean, what are you doing?
Check.
Okay. I mean, I could tell one of you talked.
Can you tell if I'm talking?
Yes.
What about
Okay,
now?
you're good. You're good. You're good. Fucking slap you.
I'm into that.
Becky!
So unprofessional.
Just a second. There's just this big crash of pots. Are you done yet? Yeah, I'm done. Are you done? Yeah. Okay.
If you watched anime, we could talk about some other stuff.
Fuck that.
I only watch hentai, so that's not going to help.
Oh, so do I.
I watched that.
Notice me, senpai.
Ruby. I've watched Ruby. Okay.
Hentai?
No.
They're under 8. That's gross.
They're 18 in the hentais.
I'm sure
It
they
says
are.
it.
Anime.
I'm sure.
Ruby is the only anime I've watched other than hentai.
Okay. Let's start with Star Wars first,
Okay,
and then we'll
go from there.
go from there. Our third Star Wars podcast.
For someone who hates Star Wars,
Oh my
we do
God,
talk
I hate
about
Star
it a
Wars
lot.
so much. Well, we only did the second one because Wunji wanted to talk Star Wars when he was here.
Yeah.
So I would have skipped it if it had been on my own device. I love Star Trek, and we've only talked about that show once. But that's because it doesn't move at the same clip that Star Wars does right now. All the shit.
What was the new
that's-
Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker. Because he got a boner.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what that
And it
was.
was a ghost boner, too, because he's a ghost. Spoilers.
I mean, if it worked for Patrick Swayze, works for Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I mean...
This
that
is some
ghost
stuff we need to save for the podcast.
No, I'm recording it at least. We have it for
okay.
outtakes. Yeah, we're good.
We're wasting our good jokes on the outtakes.
We're not. We'll come up with other jokes that are just as bad as these ones. Do you really just never want to be invited back to this?
You could smack him anytime. He does
So
enjoy
I've been on baby duty for a while. So this is the first time I've had adult conversation.
You don't act like it. I was on... For those who can't see, Josh's microphone just decided to lose its
flaccid?
stiffy, go completely flaccid, and drop in his lap.
That was a visual outtake. I quite enjoyed The Mandalorian.
She said she didn't see what the hype was about. You
Yeah.
had a point you were going to make, and go.
No, I wasn't. I just was going to say that
Okay.
she was wrong.
Here. I didn't say it was bad.
But he did a phenomenal job, though.
He was
but-
amazing. Don't get me wrong.
was good.
I just have I have a hang up. I have a hang up with Hollywood trying to, and this is not me. It's going to sound very racist, but I have a hard time with Hollywood trying to make everything, well, it's whitewashed. It's white this, it's white that. And Hollywood keeps trying to push everything to let's put more authenticity into movies. Okay, some movies can't have authenticity. It's just not going to work, so stop pushing it.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I was watching. There was something like it was like around the time of the Scottish Revolution.
What?
It wasn't Outlander, it was something else. And like suddenly there's this black character in the middle of it who's acting like, it's no big deal that they're there. And I'm like, it's fine if you have a African American, or I guess African Scottish person at that point, character in it, but you can't just put this person in there in this time period and not have an explanation. Without with no explanation, it doesn't make historical sense. It's like having a black person be a senator in ancient Rome. Like you're sitting there going, this would never
Have happened.
Didn't they have a black senator
No.
in ancient Rome?
And if they had one, you'd still need the backstory for it because you'd be sitting there going, this looks wrong somehow.
I honestly don't really care about that one way or another.
But with the Mary Poppins thing, that would have never happened. Puerto Ricans weren't there. Black people weren't there.
I mean, and if they
weren't.
were, that's fine. But I do feel like some nod needs to be made to it. Like no one seems to act like this. It's a big deal, and maybe it shouldn't be. But at the same time, when you have a person of Hispanic descent working around in Victorian England,
But maybe they should have taken it
cops would
from
be upset.
England and put it into Australia, which would have made a lot more sense.
Ooh, Aboriginal, except for the chimney sweep
Well,
part.
that's where the writer was from in the first place, who wrote Mary Poppins. So if you're going to follow that story, go back to Australia and have Mary Poppins in Australia, which would make sense why there was a black person there or other ethnicities, because they do have a lot of ethnicities there.
At
They did the same thing with Lady and Tramp that I just watched last night. They had a white-black couple married in the 1920s. Didn't happen in America, not at that time. You have to wait another 40 years before it actually happened.
Especially if it was Lady and the Tramp was what, like Louisiana or something?
Louisiana.
Yeah, definitely didn't happen in Louisiana. No.
And they seemed very happy together. That's not going to happen.
Out in public, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Not going to happen. And the movie was fine. Don't get me wrong. It was perfectly fine. I have no problem with the acting or anything like that. But for people who actually know what history is, you can't do that. You can't just throw people into those roles.
Here, Josh, for you, on my example with ancient Rome, if they were of Asian or Maori or like Aboriginal descent and they're just a senator in Rome without any explanation, that would be a little weird.
I don't really like.
It would be weird to me to see it. Like,
It's the same argument that you shouldn't throw white people into Egypt.
Which I actually also have a problem with. It's like,
right?
Like the times all the people that have been whitewashed into movies like fucking Last Airbender. All movies. Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
The Last Samurai.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that was based off
It was
of
actually a really good movie.
Tom Cruise saves the Japanese, which honestly, I love that movie. But
42 Ronin is even better.
Yeah.
every time I see it, I do go, why is this white guy here? Like, it's the same.
I think it was based off of a true story, but like, he wasn't a samurai. Like,
no, he wasn't. It didn't work that way. And you're right. 42 Ronin is another one. Why is Keanu Reeves here? Aside from the fact that Keanu Reeves is awesome.
They actually explain why he's there, though.
Yeah, see, but that's they took the moment to explain it,
right?
And that's all I'm looking for. Just a little explanation, so that the part of me that goes, "This isn't historically accurate," can then be like, "Oh, well, okay, then at least they thought it through." That's all I want.
I have no problems with going back to Star Wars because that's what we're talking about. If you want to put a whole bunch of every ethnicity into the movie, including varied aliens and everything with that, I'm completely fine with that, and I have no problems with that.
Well, it doesn't even matter in Star Wars because the fucking intermixing of cultures anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. I have no problem with that. But if Hollywood is going to try to make everything with a different ethnic vibe going forward, they have to be respectful of what actually happened in history. You can't change history just because you're going to change a plot point. Sorry, not going to happen.
That's fair. I think we've gotten way off topic from Star Wars.
We have. I tried to bring it back around.
I kind of forgot what we were having a podcast about.
Star Wars.
This might go in the outtakes now. 5-minute outtake reel of just that.
You've gone too political, Bridget.
It's okay. So, scary movies.
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's wife was in the scary movies.
I don't know why.
At least 3 of them, I want to say. I don't know if she was in the last 2 that they did, but I didn't bother seeing those because, God, they were ass.
They were terrible.
They got
first one was
she's a comedic actress. The last one she did was Overboard.
Which I heard for what it was okay.
Eh.
Like, I didn't care about the original. I didn't feel the need to watch a remake of it.
That was the one with Kurt Russell, right? Or no, Michael Douglas.
No,
it was Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Russell and Goldie Hawn, because it was after they got married and they were doing.
Where they met. Actually.
Is it? Okay. I knew they had a long life together after that. Yeah.
They only recently got married, like 2 years ago.
But they already had like a bunch of kids.
His Santa Claus movie is pretty funny.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, like, it's just them goofing around with sequences for a while and occasionally picking on the guy who ended up being a pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
The EPA guy. I can swear.
No, that wasn't him. You're confusing him with the dude who was the king in Amadeus in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, vice principal.
I thought they were both pedophiles.
Oh, are they?
We'll just start accusing everyone of being a pedophile.
The guy in Ghostbusters who's the EPA guy is the same reporter who's in Bruce Willis's Die Hard.
Yeah.
So, pedophile.
Even if he's not.
Mike, is he a pedophile? What's your say on this?
What, on the pedophile meter, where does he read? So I will do that again then if we think he's not. So let's go back and do that. So yeah, it's just them hanging out and goofing.
Oh no, shit, you're right. Oh wait, no, hold on.
It's a podcast, dude. We can't really hold on.
We can push the pause button. I don't think he is because
he's a pedophile. Moving on.
So I'll just restart the skit then. So I can remember where I was. Yeah, it's all the people that I read this that were talking about the fact that the Lady Ghostbusters, which is the only way I can discuss the 2016 movie.
So hold on, I need to interrupt you because I looked up the Walter Peck guy, and his name's William Atherton.
Yes.
So he is not a pedophile, but he claimed that he is a former homosexual and was cured through aesthetic realism. It is now
so he's a pedophile.
He's just a creepy, strange dude then. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. So
I just thought aesthetic realism. I was like, what the fuck? All right. Anyway.
Yeah, that's also where the Outtakes reel.
Okay, so it's Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, and Chris Hemsworth are the main cast.
Yes.
Okay, directed by Paul Feig. Is he brothers with Kevin Feig?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes, we're going to say yes.
Yes.
The Feig brothers.
But also, for the outtake reel, not a pedophile.
Also, I can't believe we didn't mention when we were talking about Bill Murray when he got one of those messages about the Garfield movie.
Yeah.
And it was directed by someone with the last name of
Cohen.
Cohen.
Yeah.
And he thought it was a Coen Brothers movie.
It was Eaton Cohen. It was different.
Eaton
Yeah. It was. Yeah. He was very mad afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Because he signed like a 3-picture deal or something.
Yeah, that was just the thing. Is like you're sitting there going, okay, that explains why you were mad about the first one. Why did you do a second one?
Contracts are a hell of a thing.
And note, it was so bad they didn't make him do a third.
But yeah.
Yes. X-Files and David Duchovny also ran to the ground Californication.
Yeah.
They need to stop rebooting things. They need to find new ideas.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, they kept bringing X-Files back long past the point where it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still like the new series season wasn't terrible.
I heard it was
they're bringing
awful.
back MacGruber again too. It's like what's the point?
That was funny. I liked MacGruber. It was dumb, but it was
they're bringing
funny.
back another one.
Well, that's because the guy's been pitching it for years. Like, I have all these ideas. Let me do this. They're like, no. And then finally they were desperate enough to let him do it.
Will Forte's a genius.
Okay.
I loved Last Man on Earth was probably one of the best TV shows ever.
That show lost me in its first season and never claimed me again. Sorry. I gave it a chance. I gave it 4 episodes.
It's not enough. You should have given it all of it.
I'm not giving it all the episodes. If it can't hook me after 4, it's done. No, that is my rule for everything. Most of the time my rule is 2 episodes, but I gave it 4 because the first one was pretty funny, and then it lost me after that. 4 episodes was too much. Sorry.
But Barry, though, we need to talk about Barry.
Barry's good, but we need more material to talk about that. And I don't think is there a 3rd season?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think it starts in April.
Okay. Barry. Such a funny show. Okay. So the Hunger Games, since that's what we're talking about. We're going to start with
the Hunger Games.
The
Hunger Games.
Yeah. But, so, I mean...
Just fall on the floor. That was a heavy thud there, dude.
My cock ring fell off.
For a while there, the young gay pedophile guy from Usual Suspects.
Kevin
Spacey?
No, young one. The guy who directed it.
Oh,
Brian
Singer.
Brian Singer, thank you.
Brian Singer, okay.
So I will go back and not actually say it that way.
The presidents are members of the
Skull and Bones thing, or the Secret
Illuminati. There's
which I'm still waiting for my Illuminati to kick in.
They're not only Illuminati. They're not only Illuminati, but they're also lizard people.
Oh yeah, fucking lizard
V.
So I'm ready.
I love the fact that our sister Mab was really mad that V for Vendetta wasn't a sequel to V. She really likes the Alien miniseries V.
Like
First one or second one?
The original.
Okay.
The original.
The better.
Wasn't bad.
She likes the miniseries. She likes the little movie that went with it. She doesn't like the TV show that came immediately after, and she didn't see the new series that was that had like Marina Baccarin on it.
And Alan Tudyk was in it too, wasn't he?
I like the original. Delta Burke.
The original was way better.
People rip their faces off, and there's lizard faces underneath. You ready, Josh? Yeah. Come on. It's your fucking podcast, damn it.
It's not my podcast.
This time it is.
Flat Earthers.
So how about that Earth and its flatness? Hey.
You know the reason why people believe that kind of stuff, right? It's because they read Tony Danza's book.
Fucking morons is what... Who read Tony Danza's book?
He's not a flat earther, though, is he?
I don't know.
No, but I think Kanye West is.
Well, fuck Kanye West.
I know you turned hard on Kanye.
I'm sorry, but like his
Kane.
Are you recording right now? You
Yes.
better be. Okay.
Like I have more ethical and moral dilemmas with him now.
Well, yeah,
Kanye West, that guy,
because
that
he's
white
a
guy.
fucking moron.
Yeah. Like at first when he was just a small time rapper, I was cool with him and he made okay music, but now it's just bad music and just shitty behavior.
Trumpy Jesus music.
If you're gonna be a flat earther, you better have good music. Otherwise,
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, Beck was a Scientologist for a while, and I was fine with that. Whatever.
So Twitch, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have stuff that you can talk about for this?
I guess I'm just gonna go roll with it because
This is more on you than us because I don't know much about
You suggested this topic.
yeah, no, I'm just going with the punches.
Okay.
it. Sorry, hold on.
You're fine. We're almost done here, Josh. Then you can go home, be a loser with your children. You're the one that procreated.
I can't help
Hey,
it.
he's being a good dad.
I have virile sperm. They told us that she couldn't get pregnant, and she got pregnant twice.
Sounds more like a dare on her part, really. Oh, so you think, huh? Recording. Start streaming. You're listening to a special presentation of Not So Live from Asteroid G. I'm your host, Mike Finkelstein. Joining me in the booth today is Gregly Puff. Hello, Gregly. Gregly?
I didn't hear anything.
Do you still hear me or no?
I heard you at the end. It cut out right after you said Mike Finkelstein, and then I was like, "Oh, he just disappeared forever."
Oh my god, that's great. So I'll just edit that part out from the audio file afterwards, and we will go from there. So how are you doing today, Gregly? 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Danny wants to come in, and she's like, "You don't need me coming in." Like, I want to type at her, but my keyboard is loud, so I don't want to type over you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, bring her in. I do not mind her joining us for this interview because she is also part of the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. She is our #1 tracker. She tracks pretty much most races. Mm-hmm. Anytime a race is happening on either Speed Gaming or Randomania, she is there making sure that she's crowd fabulous. Knows what is happening.
Yeah, she's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, and not only is she making sure that all the icons are clicked and everything for the runners, but she's making sure that comms knows what's going on in all sorts of different ways, whether a city is a certain place, whether certain magic is in certain cities, certain like important items like gold bracelets or pro rings are in certain cities. I mean, she's hardcore blood and gore.
She's fabulous.
Easily the best. Easily the best tracker.
When I do tracking, I try and model the kind of tracking I do on what she does. And I don't even get close. She somehow manages to track even more than I can. And I'm like sitting there the whole time tapping away, trying to keep up with everything. Danny just does it like it's like magic. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good. Anything in particular you want to talk about to start with?
We'll start with Final Fantasy and then see if we get anywhere else from there. I tried to get Greg and Danny away from Final Fantasy to talk about something else, and they dropped the bomb on me that neither of them play anything other than Final Fantasy Randomizer.
That is what I've heard Greg say multiple times.
Like, are you fucking shitting me? Really?
That's all he plays, man.
I mean, I understand having kids and everything, but even when I only have a couple of hours a week, I'm sitting there going, I need to play something other than this one game all the fucking time.
Yeah, and I've been slowly branching. Like, it's been almost a year straight of Final Fantasy Randomizer. I'm like, I need something else in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I need something else, something more.
You guys have any final thoughts you want to share before we bring this to a conclusion?
Daddy! Yeah, Daddy! Perfect.
Oh, Jesus.
Perfect time.
That was perfect.
God, look at that bubble.
So